Hey guys, Lilith every night. I'm not sure what I want to call this video, but I have this beanie on. I put this beanie on because I'm not sure. I don't know what to do with my hair. So anyway, I've just been thinking about life. You know, a thing about ever since I was a little girl, I've always spoke to myself and I've always talked to myself like as if like it was no big deal. And it's like, why is it a big deal if you think out loud? I mean, people people drink all the time and they don't say that's a bad thing. I mean, it's legal and it kills your stomach. It kills your body. But I'm not allowed to just speak out loud because I'd be considered schizophrenic. Wow. People choose to stick in bad relationships. No one says anything about that. Oh, it's because I love that person so much. And I'm guilty of that too. I've stuck around. I stuck around with somebody, not saying he was a bad person necessarily, but that's not even about the video. That's not about him. It's just about me and my situation. Just me making a random video. I just wanted to vent, pretty much. Not vent, but like just talk. I'm like always talking to myself, and I'm like all the things I say and I'm not recording it. What is wrong with me? You know, they say God works in like mysterious ways, right? And it's crazy because like my mom, I lost my job and I just lost pretty much everything. I mean, I'm still lucky to say that I'm able to sleep on a bed. I'm lucky to say that I'm sleeping on a bed. Imagine, some people are not lucky to have families who still care about them. And I am sitting here complaining. Complaining about what? I have a beautiful home that I can wake up to every day. A beautiful family and all those things. Yeah, I might be yelled at from time to time. But even when the people have like betrayed me and lied to me, I still have my blood, I still have my family, and God is my family too. Like, I just never knew him for a long time. And, anyway, this beanie, I got this at Target. Anyway, what else was I gonna say? I've loved and I've lost. Same. I say like same situation, different face. When it comes to loving someone, I really feel like I've truly really like fallen in love with only like one person. And it's like my love is like, is it that bad? I know I'm not perfect. Like, I did not want to be in the situation I am now, but it's also because of the choices I've made in my past, which it goes along with my reading my diary and explaining what really happened and what is going on in my life. But I really feel like at the end of the day, like, people treat me like shit, but I understand, like, I'm not perfect. Like, And also, like, it is true when they say that darkness hates light. And I chose the light side of this world. I chose to be like Star Wars is like a real thing. I haven't really seen the movies like that, but like how they say you have to choose between the dark and the light. Like that is real. Like you have to choose between the dark and the light, and like if you choose the light, like you're going to have like more of a attack from the enemy. And I know, like I say, I know I'm not an angel, but like, you know, if I'm gonna be amongst all these demons, I'd rather be God's angel amongst all these demons, you know. Um, and to just own it, to just own like how they work. They inspire me to be a better person, to be a better messenger, to be a better like soldier for God, to be as powerful in the way that God wants me to be. Like God doesn't make his children into little wimps, you know? He really doesn't. And that's the truth. Like he doesn't make his kids like, if he doesn't make his angels weak, like I think people think like angels are all like just like all sweet and innocent, but like, you know, you also have fallen angels, and you also have like angels of God who will whoop those demons asses. Excuse my language, Lord, but they are so powerful. God is almighty. Like he is the most high. And like these demons and these darker forces, like they think that they have it all together when it comes to like this kingdom, which is Satan's kingdom for temporary. That's, you know, I was getting, you know, for the sake of this video, let's just say I was getting messages from the Holy Spirit and a few months ago, and I got the messages. Like I never read the Bible before. I was getting these messages, these visions before I even read the Bible, you know. And it was like a vision that I got in this very bed, and it was like I had came home, I bought some weed. I don't smoke weed. I don't even do drugs anymore. Or I'm sober. I've been sober for a while. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with weed, but I'm saying now, you know, even this, anyway, let me get to the point. So I had like smoked some weed. I smoked out of my piece, or like out of an apple, I don't know. And this was a few months ago, actually, before I really, like, I wasn't even reading the Bible. Never really read it, to be honest. And I think that's like one of the reasons why I was able to, you know, it led me to reading it. There's a couple other reasons why too I started reading the Bible. But anyway, I remember like getting the vision on this bed after I smoked. Like I took a couple hits, and then like I remember like I was just like it was like, I don't know if it was like astral projection. I don't know like what it was, but I was seeing something, and I saw like me going out in the night sky. Like, you know how like outer space would look like? It looked like that. I was like in outer space. I know it sounds crazy. Like the night sky, like you just go outside, you see the stars, you see the night. And then it's like I saw that. It was like the sky was dark, there were stars everywhere, and like I saw the earth. And then what I saw in the middle of the earth was like a pyramid, like a Illuminati pyramid. And then like there was like something spinning around the pyramid. It was like, I don't know what it was. I think it was like money. It was like money, like just dollars, and spinning around the pyramid. And then it was like I could see like the world. Like I was outside, but I could see it on the outside, and I could see people working on the world, like inside of the earth. Like I could see it, but everybody, from my vision, they all look like ants, like little ants working. You know, like just if you go outside, you see ants, and like, you just see how they work. They're like little soldiers. They're like little like, you know how they're just very structured. They're like, they're orderly. And it was like that. Every human being was like orderly. I used to work at this job out here, and it was like nature conservation, and we used to like work outside, but it was like a male dominated job. And like we would work out in the desert and stuff. And one of the guys that I mainly had to work in his crew, he wasn't very, he was nice, and then he became like, he started turning different. Like, you know, that's another story on my other video. That's another video. But the whole point is that, like, I just remember seeing people like that. People who are like, you gotta be like careful who you treat poorly, because everyone, there's nothing wrong with like working hard, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's nothing wrong with like wanting to be like top, like you want to be a supervisor, great, like whatever, but you shouldn't treat people like a slave, you know, because we are all supposed to be like, you know, under God's kingdom. But like everyone feels like, oh well, I'm a crew leader, you're not, so let me just treat you like a leader that I'm supposed to be. But people would take advantage of their role. And the thing is, it was like this vision was showing me, like, these people are out here having like, oh, I'm top shit, you know? And it's like, but do you not understand that you are a slave too? Do you not understand that you are no better than anybody else? You are much as a slave as the ones that you treat as slave. And that's what the visions were showing me. It's like these people get so cocky, and they get like, oh well, I'm the boss, and yeah, you might be the boss, but someone bosses you around and you're a slave. So it's like, you know, you're laughing at that person because you're treating that person like a slave, but there's someone else out there in the world laughing at you because they know you're a slave. And it's like they also showed me about like the education system. And like I never understood why I didn't really like school so much. Like something in my spirit, something inside of me, like just felt, it didn't feel right. And like, you know, it's like, well, there's something wrong with having an education. If I didn't go to school, I wouldn't know how to read. I wouldn't know how to speak right. I wouldn't know how to read right. So there's good teachers out there. Like I've had a lot of good teachers, and they tell kids this, like, hey, you know, do what you love, be passionate. Don't let someone tell you that you can't do what you want to do. Like if you have a passion to be like, you know, like an archaeologist or an artist or a mechanic or architect, if that's what you want to do, don't let somebody control your life. But either way, like that's like, you know, I've had teachers like that. So not all teachers are like, oh, we're just doing it for the money. Like, you know, we're just doing it to make these kids into slaves. Some teachers don't want kids to have that slave mentality, knowing how this world is. And like pretty much it's like those are the visions that I had gotten. And I was starting this whole thing called Anarchy for the Earth, and it was like, you know, to let the children know that they can still like they don't have to have that slave mentality. You know, they don't have to think like they have to be miserable. Like, you know, it's sad because I see people working hard, and it's like they do what they want and they get it, and then it's like they still are not happy. And that's the thing about the world. But you know, that's another story on its own. um I just wish that, I mean, I am who I am. You know, I am an artist. I don't really like to call myself a starving artist, but like to be realistic, that is what I'm going through. I'm going through that starving artist situation in my life. And I do like to be a creator, but I should be a better one, to put the message out there and to be like, God's soldier. But those are the visions I got. And like, when I got those visions, I don't know why this came out of my mouth, right? I was like, oh my God, I started crying. And then I said, this world is ruled by Satan. Where did I get that from? I never read the Bible. I knew nothing about like slavery and how it worked. And then like I had a dream about another thing. That's why I think racism is stupid, because of the whole slave system that they put us in and put majority of the world in. But everyone is like so against each other's skin color. And the thing is like, oh my God, my brother's whistling for the dogs. Anyway, the thing is that I had this dream, and it was like everybody was like in chains, like slaves, kind of like roots, but it was like every color. And like there was a slave master, and he was like a white guy. And then there was a couple ones that had worked with him for that slave master, but some of them were not even white. Some of them were like black, Hispanic. And they were chaining up people to be slaves, like every color. And then, there was a group of black people who were chained up. But everybody, there was white slaves, there was Hispanic, all kinds of slaves. And then, like, they took the black ones, and they were like, let's take those ones. Those ones are different. And that was like, I was like spying. I remember, like, in the dream, I was spying at the whole situation somewhere. I was like on the side or somewhere. Like, I wasn't inside, but I was like looking in the corner somewhere, looking at what was going on. And then like I ran off, and that was like the end of the dream. And then I didn't understand why I was like having that. And then I realized that it's because of the way we are treated in this beast system. Yes. But, I don't want to think about all negative things. That was just a story I wanted to talk about. And like how society is. Like, people want to say like, oh, why do you talk to yourself? Well, why do you cheat on your girlfriend? Why do you drink all the time? Nobody tells you that's bad. And then when you find out, like, the biggest trick I've ever, like, fooled people into thinking is that I'm actually talking to myself. I'm not talking to myself. Trust me, I am not talking to myself. That's another story on its own. I sound like I'm schizophrenic, but I'm not. I swear. I'm not crazy. Anyway, God bless.